Questions the NFC West. Neek, will Brandon Aiyuk, the drama, impact you think the Niners this season?
I don't think so. I assume they'll get the deal done eventually. I think they still have a Super Bowl contending roster, and which means a part of that roster is having their top receiver probably in Brandon Aiyuk healthy and on the field and happy. I think they'll figure out the deal, and it won't impact their season very much at all.
Graz, how good can the Cardinals offense be? You
All right, so I think that was a very quick answer by them. I think it actually can impact the 49ers. I'm very high on the 49ers. I think this is like their best chance at winning a Super Bowl without a doubt, because you're not paying someone like a Brock Purdy. You're having your players pretty much at their peak prime, and some of the other reliable players that you've been relying on are going to be leaving their prime eventually, and that it's really kind of like, let's go. Let's do this. It's now, right? It's kind of now or never. It's not to say that in a couple of years, the 49ers still aren't going to be competitive and Super Bowl contenders, but like, this is peak powers right now, right? And the whole thing is how long can you extend those peak powers? Unless Brock Purdy continues to grow and evolve and become a better and better quarterback, then that, you can have that argument. But this is definitely not what you want going into this season. You just don't. And this assumption that they're going to get the deal done, it's just kind of bad blood all around now, right? The 49ers are not happy with Aiyuk the way how he's been handling this, and Aiyuk is not happy with how the 49ers have been handling this. And then that also kind of divides the locker room to a degree, because you're going to have some players who are going to want to support Aiyuk and say, yeah, man, get that money. You deserve it. Why are the 49ers doing that? Which now makes them kind of like look at the 49ers staff differently and kind of like, this is weird. And then you have other people in the locker room that are looking at Aiyuk and being like, stop this nonsense. What are you doing? Like, why are you going on other social media platforms and posting videos of you talking to other quarterbacks and saying that the 49ers don't want you? Like, why are you causing all this noise? Right? Like what are you doing? Like why are you doing that? And why can't you take the deal that they offered you is actually really good. Like, why can't you take that deal? And so it just divides it, right? No matter how you want to slice it, it's not completely unified. And I don't think that can really be argued, because like I said, you're going to have some people that support what Aiyuk is doing, and then you're going to have some players that don't, that are going to just be like, man, will you stop it? And that is just kind of problematic, especially when you are a top offensive weapon in that team. And then now it's kind of like, depending on how close or how far they are with actually signing Aiyuk, or maybe moving on from him, or moving on from Debo, like, none of us really knows what the options truly are within the 49ers organization, right? We can speculate, because there's been that speculation. Maybe they move on from Aiyuk, maybe they sign them, maybe they move on from Debo and sign Aiyuk, right? Like, there's all these variations that people have discussed, and all valid. But with this, it kind of feels like we don't really know. And if we don't really know, does Shanahan have any idea? And it's like, what is this for preparing into this season? It's hard to not know, like, am I going to have Aiyuk or not? Am I going to have Debo or not? Are we moving on? What are we doing? Like, it's just taken away from the actual X's and O's concrete football preparation. It's just other noise, other nonsense that you have to deal with. And the margin of error is so small to begin with. We saw that with the 49ers this past season. The margin of error is so small that this tiniest little bit of a mistake, it's a difference between winning a Super Bowl and not winning a Super Bowl. And that margin of error is going to continue to be tight. So any little thing that can kind of take away from that momentum, that unification of a locker room and that one goal, it can hurt you. And let's say, Aiyuk is able to kind of play this season, whether he gets a deal, however it kind of unfolds. Then there's that question of, like, let's say the 49ers face some adversity. It's like, does Aiyuk check out? Is he like, man, this is nonsense? I'm not going to be here next year anyway. Like, it just adds more questions that you don't want to have to deal with going into what should be a highly competitive and high expectation season. The expectations of the 49ers are to win a Super Bowl. And if those are your expectations, you just don't want anything to bring you down in that regard. And it's not to say that Aiyuk doesn't deserve the money. It's not to say that you can win without Aiyuk or any of those types of things. It's just like, can this drama and these issues take away? And the answer is just going to almost always be yes. It just is. You want a good, unified, connected locker room, and things like this only set you up to undercut that. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think the whole drama with Aiyuk will end up hurting the 49ers' chances at being true contenders for a Super Bowl? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.